Hello, hello, beautiful friends of the Love Your Life show. I think, Pam, I think you might be on mute. Are you there? Can you hear me?
I'm here. I can hear you.
Great. Okay. I'm just checking. Okay. It's Beverley Buckley here from the Love Your Life show. Welcome, welcome. And thank you for joining us today on this beautiful Saturday evening. Well, it's Saturday evening in South Africa, but I think it's morning there in the States. So very, very exciting. Today I have Pam Neal with me, and I'm just going to give you a little bit of info about Pam. And this is all about bursting and breaking into your brilliance. And you know what? Sometimes it's just about time to effing get started, right? So I'm just going to give you a bit of info on Pam, and just so that you can get to know a little bit more about her and what she's about. Like her clients, transformational leader and coach Pam Neal has worked in the corporate environment for over 30 years and understands the stress and overwhelm, yes, of her clients as they start taking action steps to create an extraordinary business. With feet in both worlds, Pam empowers women working in corporate jobs or who want to create a new business to move through fear, uncertainty, and powerlessness by providing them with personalized guidance so that they can step into their divine potential and brilliance and create their special brand of magic to share in the world. Pam is a playful spirit with a deep connection to the dolphins as well. And just on that note, Pam is going to be running a series of workshops and individual intensives in Hawaii in December, end of December, where you'll be swimming with the dolphins and also whale excursions and all those kind of things. But we'll get into that in a little bit. And also she's got a live stream conference call going, which is a free conference call, which she's going to be running as well, called the 3 Steps to Transform Failure into Brilliance. But we'll get into that a little bit later as well. I just wanted to whet your appetite just a little bit so you know how you can get in touch with her more, you know. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce the amazing Pam Neal. Pamela.
Hello. It's so good to be here with you, Beverley. It's been a journey for sure for both of us.
Yes. I just want to check into who's in the chat with us today. We have, I'm just going to see here, I think Cyrilyn's here, and Jim's here, and Bev's here, and we've got some more other people coming into the room at the same time as well. So welcome, everyone. Cyrilyn is saying, woohoo! Good morning, Pam and Bev. Woohoo! Welcome, Cyrilyn. So if you feel like you'd like to say something in the chat, hook us up, you know, tell us what's going on. If you've got any questions for Pam, you're welcome to do that too. Please help us out, Jack. Okay, great. So Pam, tell us about you and how did you get involved with what you're doing? Where is your experience been with how you found yourself where you are at the moment, especially as a life transformed coach?
Well, as everybody's journey, it's so interesting because I grew up on a farm in Minnesota and Lutheran background. So, you know, someone once said rocks had consciousness. And I was like, I'm going, rocks? You know, we picked them out of the field, you know. So then I found myself in California, and I had little sprinkles of people. My first book was Energy Anatomy by Carolyn Mace. And there was 2 books that really impacted me as far as spirituality and understanding the self, you know, and all the different levels. And the other was The Dark Side of the Light Chasers. And both of those books were like, you know, wow, you know, it just really opened up, you know, my consciousness. And then when I was in the Bay Area, I was a consultant. And so I could drive, you know, to my client. I think one time I drove from the South Bay, you know, almost Santa Cruz, all the way over to Marin, which is about 2 hours daily. And there was this radio show called Seeing Beyond. And so it was on, you know, in the mornings when I was driving. And so I would listen, and she would interview, like we're doing here. She would interview leaders and, you know, different types of modalities and all of this kind of, you know, interesting stuff. And so I would be every weekend going to classes and doing different things. And the interesting thing when I think back to it is that, you know, I did a lot of, you know, I did, you know, angel card readings, I did mediumship, I did channeling, I did, you know, all of these, you know, kinds of things. And even though I felt like, you know, this is where I needed to be, I felt like I didn't belong there. because I couldn't see anything. I couldn't hear anything. I couldn't, it was like, they'd say, well, what are you getting? And it's like, I don't know. I'm not hearing anything. I can't see anything. So it was interesting because I felt like, I didn't belong in the corporate world, but I didn't belong in this world because I couldn't do the same things that all of these people were doing. So somebody introduced me to, they said, well, you need to go to this healing touch class. And, at the time it was like, I'll try anything. Okay, let's try it. And so I got to the class and, they started going through, healing touch is very regimented. It's got, steps to everything. And so the first day I put my hands on somebody and they said, well, do this. And I could feel the energy, just like now, I could feel the energy going back and forth. And I think it was on the first day, they lead you through, it's like, okay, do this step and do this step and do this step. And I think I was working with one of the people in the group that, they have different levels. And, they said, okay, go to the next step. Well, when I was feeling the energy, even though I didn't know what I was doing, it was like, well, I'm not ready to move yet. And, so once the energy, I could feel the energy kind of just calm down or even out. And then I went to the next step. And so then when we got through that whole process, this woman said, well, how did you know to wait, because that was a perfect thing. That's what I needed. I said, I just felt the energy. So it was really exciting to, it's like, okay, this is how I work with energy, or this is my gift. And then, as I have progressed, when I do sessions and when I work with people, the information just comes. And this is where, the faking it, comes up, because I'm like, well, I'm just thinking this and it's coming through my mouth. And so, it's like, well, I'm just sharing this and, this is from my mind, but as I progress through, it's like, no, that's my knowing saying, oh, this person needs this bit of information. So we all have gifts and we all receive information in our own unique way. And that's been my greatest gift. And, working through the Life Transform program has been incredible, because you do work with so many different people and they bring out information in so many different ways, as you've seen, on the with all of the interviews. But it's our own expression of that information, and everybody's going to connect to the information in a different way. So and then just to go back, one of the first modalities that I learned to do was sound healing. And I would go through and you would tone the different chakras. And, again, and it was different from the healing touch, because, I would just, you would tone the chakras and different sounds would come out of your mouth. And people would go, oh, you're so intuitive. That was just the sound that I needed. And I'm going, up here, I'm going, I'm just making this up. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yes.
But I did know what I was doing, but it was my mind didn't think I was, but my heart and my spirit was able to bring the information out. So, as I've progressed and worked with the energies, I understand that now. So I just share this with people because, sometimes we think we have to get it, the information in a specific way. And seeing and hearing, I think are, for me, it was like, I wanted to see, I wanted to hear things, but my gifts came through, as a knowing. And it's just trusting that knowing and trusting yourself. Yeah. So that's kind of where I came from and how I got to this point. And And the call today is about effing get started.
Yes, let's just start, for goodness sake.
And so my journey has been, I've been in the corporate environment for, probably 30 years. And I've gone from, working at a healthcare. I went back to school when I was 40, got into a completely new, I reinvented myself.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and went into software consulting, software development, and was making a six-figure salary.
Wow.
And, working, 55 to 60 hours a week.
Oof.
And yeah, and it was like, I've been laid off twice from these jobs, and I've looked at both of them as opportunities. And when I got laid off from my corporate job in the Bay Area, I was like, okay, I'm going to create my healing business. And so I went to Hawaii. Where else do you want to go? So I lived in Hawaii for a year. And I know, but I got there and I was like, everybody's a healer here. What do I have to offer that somebody else isn't already offering? And I ended up what I considered failing because I couldn't get my business started. I ended up moving to Tucson and started working for different companies. And in 2015, I found out about Rika, and I started the Life Transform coaching program, and it has changed my life. It's just been between Rika's coaching, between the community, with the people that I've met, and so it's I've been starting again. It's like, okay, let's how do I want to recreate myself again? So because I do know technology, I was like, okay, I'm going to do an online program. And so I started getting everything ready, and I had my outline and I had everything, and I was going to share it with the Life Transform group. And as I got closer and closer to the to introducing it and talking about it, all this fear started coming up with it. And and I got on the call and I was like, I thought I was going to introduce this to you guys, but instead all of this fear is coming up. And at the time it was Nicole and Zach and Megan, so they were kind of working through this with me. And the interesting thing, they asked me, it was like, is this fear about doing this program, or was the fear already there? And so we have things that come up in our life and we think it's about that event. And but the thing is the fear was already there. The event allowed that fear to come up and allowed me to feel that fear that was in me so that I could move forward. And so it's, when we think about failure, because now that program is still kind of sitting, in limbo, but, we think, well, I'm a failure because I didn't bring that forward. But when you think about it, was that program about me, starting to step out so I could feel the fear, so I could continue to step out in a bigger way? So when we experience these things, we have these labels, and two of the labels that we're going to talk about today is failure and success. And of course, everybody wants to be a success. They want to be over here, because they're seen as a success. They're, the outside world, and they're seeing themselves as a success. But we label failure as like, oh my God, we're not going to talk about that, and and when we keep things hidden, when we keep things a secret, they kind of, fester in our body, and it's like, oh, I'm a failure. Well, I can't do this. Oh, I'm a failure. I can't do that. And so it keeps us from moving forward, because we're like, and this is a funny story about failure as well. Sarah Lynn's on the call. But this is about relationship, so it's a little bit different. But I was talking to her, and there was a man that I had met, and, I was interested in, finding out more about him, and, and you always go to this possibility. It's like, oh, is he the one,
Yeah.
And as I was talking to her, I kind of went through my whole, life story, like within 2 minutes of my relationships. And within that 2 minutes, I was like, oh, yeah, I just can't do it. And she said, okay, so you already failed.
Aha.
So without even going into it. So our mind, and it's very tricky, because we go into these patterns automatically, and before I even allowed the opportunity of, like, what would be the opportunity, even just connecting more deeply with this man, and it's like, no, I'll fail at it, so why even move forward with it? So I'm missing out on an opportunity. And that can be, we can see that in a whole, all the different parts of our life. So there's a couple things when we look at failure. It's starting to ask questions. And so in that situation, or in moving forward with a project, when I'm feeling like, oh, I can't move forward with this, and it may look like overwhelm. It may look like perfection. It may look like, I need to, talk to this person, that's an action step that I can take. But it's like, the fear comes up. It's like, what are people going to say? What if they don't like me? What if they say no? What if we, but the thing is all of these things are external to us. And when we, just like, with this, with your program, and, everybody's so passionate about sharing what they're about. It's like, so someone was telling me about this program, and it's like, go for the no. Yes. And, what a great idea, because, they got points for every no that they got. And so it's, it's like each time you're stepping out, and then it's like, oh, okay, so how did this person react to it? Well, okay, so you check inside. It's like, okay, so what is real for me? Is this something that I'm really passionate about? Maybe this wasn't the right person. Maybe I need to, realign. Okay, so let's think. It's like, okay, so what's the next action step that I can take, to start moving forward? And it's to continue to take action steps. And sometimes that action step is to feel the fear and breathe. And that's another thing that, working with Zach Rader, it's breathe. So, what I'd like to invite the listeners and everybody on the call, is just to kind of check in with something that you're having trouble moving forward with right now. And just check in, and it's like, so what is it about this action step that's causing you hesitation? Or what is it that what is it you're feeling about the anxiety, the overwhelm, the fear of failure? What is that for you? What is it you're afraid of? Because sometimes it's like, we're afraid of what people are going to think of us. Well, that's none of your business, and we want to be liked. And, again, it's like, if this is your passion and you're, bringing it out, not everybody is going to connect with your message.
That's true.
And what we'll do later in the call is we will help everyone connect with their tribe. And, that is, who we are wanting to connect with. So the first thing I would say is, connect to that feeling now.
Yes, and you can even just put it in the chat if you want to type it out for us. What is the feeling that you feel that connects you to something that doesn't feel good for you, or an experience that you're having? Type it out in the chat for us so we can also connect with that too. It'd be great.
Yep. So feel into that feeling. And where is it in your body?
Well, I'm feeling, I think it's it's like a resistance to taking action. It's like a fear of moving forward. It's like I'm going to get hurt. Like I'm going to get, there's something, I'm not going to be fed. I'm not going to have a place to stay. I'm not going to, that kind of, all of that kind of fear.
Yeah. So feel that feeling, and just ask your body, where is this, in my body? Where am I holding this? And, and just breathe into it and stretch and expand. So, and again, we have everything. We are everything in us. And what's happened is we've said, no, this, I don't want to feel this. So it's constricted. So we don't want to get rid of it. It's part of us. We want to integrate it into our being. So allowing this to have space. So for you, Bev, so how is, can you expand that feeling of not being safe?
I can feel it feels a lot. It does feel a lot better. It feels like it's not as important anymore.
Yeah.
It feels like, oh, don't worry about. What are you worried about? What are you worried? Like, really?
Yes. And the other thing is, you can ask a question. So what is it? What's going to happen to me if I take this action step? So just, expand and breathe and just tap into because what's happening is you have that part of you that's trying to protect you. And it's like allowing that part of you to know that it's okay now. You're ready to take that step. So just breathe and expand and just feel that energy. How is that feeling? Are you getting any messages or anything?
Well, I think Cyrilyn is just saying Pam teaches us to live in an expanded space, and that's exactly what I'm feeling. So it was so weird because I looked, I was feeling this expansion, and I looked, and I just saw, Cyrilyn put some, there was a message, and I was like, yeah, that's exactly it. It's expanded space. It's completely expanded space. That's exactly what it is. How
I know.
Is that, right?
Yes. And if we take an action step from that place, feel into that.
Well, it just feels like fun.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. And it's like, okay, let's play. What fun can we have?
Yes. And I think something though that's come up in the past that I recognized, and I think a lot of people have this going on, is the when you're a child and you want to play with kids at school or with your parents or with your siblings or with your cousins, or and they say, I don't want to play with you. I mean, I had a memory of a child in school that said to me, I'm not going to play with you because you got brown hair. and like, I was really upset with that. I was very upset. So I think, and then when you want to play with your parents, they don't have time. And then you want to play with your brother and he says, no, you smell bad, or whatever. It's just random. So it's kind of a part of myself, which is I've been learning now very much to do it again, is fine, I'm not going to play anymore. I'm just not going to play anymore. So there's almost this thing where it comes to play, and I'm going to be able to play during work, and it's like, that's not allowed. You can't play and work at the same time. You've got to choose one or the other. You can't play and work. So it's almost that whole belief system. Now you get into that excited state of expansion and feeling like you want to go play, but then you think, oh, can I really do that? That's not allowed because I should be working. It should be feel hard. It should feel like an effort. Otherwise it's not good, you know?
Yes. Okay. So feel that energy of it has to be hard. That we can't have fun at work. So feel that energy and just feel how heavy it is. And so the first thing that comes to mind is that true? So just check in. Yeah, just check in here. Is that true?
No.
Yes. Yeah. So feel the energy of that. And where is that in your body?
I would say it feels like it's in the throat and in the solar plexus, throat and solar plexus.
Okay. Okay, so connect in, which one feels stronger?
Solar plexus.
Okay, so feel into your solar plexus and just talk to that little one that wasn't allowed to play. And just let her know, or him for the guys, let her know that you're so excited to be with her and you love her and you love her playful spirit. And just let me know when so how is she feeling about communicating with you?
Well, she's happy to play. She's very happy to play. I think I've done okay. Cindy's saying throat for me too, so we'll check into that too. I just want to mention, if anyone is in the chat, I know that Bev had her hand up there, I think. I just want to suggest that it doesn't always work when you want to put your hand up for a question. So what I'd rather suggest is if you have a question, please physically type it in the chat for us, and then we will definitely address it for you, just so that you know. So on the play thing, thank you for keeping that space going there, Pamela, while I just had that little aside. What was coming up with a play thing is, yes, she wants to play, but it's almost like that doesn't get acknowledged in the real world. So you've got to always come back to the real world. And even today I was told that I've got a scatterbrain, that I'm a scatterbrain. and my first reaction is, oh, I've got to try and be no more scatterbrain. But then I'm thinking to myself, no, I actually quite like that about me because I've got so many different ideas. So a lot of people have that, yes?
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes. And again, what is that? What if that's your gift? And the thing is what that comes up for me is a friend of mine. She was always told that she wasn't grounded. And somebody said, well, so why is that a problem for you? So I ask you, so being scatterbrained, is that a problem for you?
Not for me.
Yeah.
But it seems like other people, it's almost, you know what it is? It's other people have judgments about that in themselves because they probably have a similar thing that they judge themselves about. So when they see it in another person, rather than recognizing, oh, what a great talent and ability, they go, oh, you're a scatterbrain. You're a scatterbrain, to not look at it in themselves so that they don't have to acknowledge that they might be disallowing that gift in themselves, or that they're judging that in themselves. Yeah?
Yes. Okay, so let's do just a little quick process here. So what I would like you to do is just tap into your heart and connect with your divinity, okay? And what you can do is you can ask anybody's energy that is, you're connecting with. We're going to just let that go, okay? So you can, ask for, just to send them their energy back. Okay, so now check in with you. Now, is there a place in you that felt like being scatterbrained is not okay.
Yes.
Okay. So that's the part that we need to work with right now. And just letting that part know, it's like, why do you feel it's not okay to feel scatterbrained? And and just so let's just tap into, so everybody, that where you've told that you're too much, that you can't play, that you're this or you're that, that you feel that people are judging you on, if you're having a reaction to that, you still have a little bit of that energy within you where you haven't embraced that within yourself. So just connect to that part of you that feels hurt and hasn't been acknowledged for being a scatterbrain. What does she have to say to you?
I'm getting a visual of butterflies. It's almost like like a jar of butterflies, and it's just gone like that, like it's like scattering all over the place. It's like firework, like that's the scattering kind of energy that it is. That like you were saying, like it's a gift. What if you could look at this thing that other people are judging you on as a gift, as opposed to something wrong and bad? And I think I never actually looked at it as a gift ever until you said that. It went, how is that a gift for me? How is that my gift?
Yes. Yeah. And there's a couple statements that you can make, and I love this one. If you're having trouble moving through it, you can say, I love being a scatterbrain. I love that about me. So maybe and especially like with failure too, or or being a fake, or any of those energies where you're saying, okay, I'm not supposed to be this. It's like, I love being a failure. I love that about me.
I love
it's
that.
like, so you're and expanding into that, because again, that energy is us. It's just that we haven't harmonized it, with our being. And so we are all of these energies. And it's like, when we have labeled something not right, it's not good, I can't be this. People have told me I'm too much. I can't be that. It's like, just checking in. It's like, I love, the other one is, I love being a bitch. I love that about me. I love being a failure. I love that about me. And, as you're moving through those energies of, okay, so what's all this stigma about being a failure? What's all this stigma, and why is it wrong to be a scatterbrain? That's who I am. That's my gift. And, so starting to move into that and ask yourself, so why am I judging myself about this? And, coming into that, oh, it is my gift. So for me, making it up or being a fake, it's like, okay, that's my gift. I can make up anything, and yeah. And it's like, but we're in this illusion, and it's all made up anyway. So why don't you make up something that you're gonna, you're passionate about, or you love? It's like, let's, we're writing our own play. And how do you want to play in this? And then a second statement that's been coming through in the Life Transform program is, and this is kind of to start, unraveling the brain, but it's, the more I embrace my failure, or that, of being a failure, the more I'm supported, loved, and safe.
Oh, wow. So we could do that with any of our statements. So like, the more I embrace being a scatterbrain, the more I am safe, or the more
loved. Safe, loved. Supported, and loved.
safe support, because I think that's one of the things that a lot of people have going on, safety and support and love. Yes.
Yes, yes. So you can use it in any situation. You know, the more I embrace that I'm a failure, the more supported, loved, and safe I am. And, you know, you just, you know, check into that energy. And the more I embrace that I'm too much, the more safe, supported, and loved I am.
I love
So,
it.
you know, and or even the more angry I am, the more I support how angry, or the more I embrace how angry I am, the more I am safe, supported, and loved. And so you can use that statement, you know, as, you know, to help, you know, because that's not what we think. You
Yes,
know,
and
it's like,
it's not denying,
yes,
that it doesn't, it's not there. It's because it is there. You're feeling angry, and
yes,
what you're told is,
yes.
don't get angry, don't feel the rage. It's dirty. No, you're not spiritual, or you're not a winner, or you're not successful if you're not happy. So put a smile on your time. So
Yes, and how constrictive does that feel?
completely.
You know, I always have to be happy. I always have to be happy. And it's like, no, we're all energies.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, even the anger of rage or even the energy of anger and rage can be so empowering,
Mm-hmm.
you know, as far as, you know, it's like, no, I'm not going to put up with this anymore.
Yes.
You know, no, this is not, you know, I am not, I'm just trying to think. You know, I'm not going to put up with being abused.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, you know, I'm done with it, you know. And, you know, going into the anger of, you know, this is, you know, I am going to stand up for this,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and just feel how empowering that is. But, you know, as spiritual beings, we've been taught we have to be love and light. Well, I mean,
I love that. We've been taught. I love
you know, so
right. Love and light.
Yes, yes. And how often have you gotten walked over or abused or whatever because you haven't stood in your power to say, I'm not standing for this anymore.
Yes, yes, I get that.
Yes.
You know, the other day, I think it was Thursday, somebody swore at me on the phone, like actually, like, I don't get those kind of things happening. So I was a bit surprised about it at first. I was like, where did this come from? And then I recognized what was going on, because immediately as that happened, usually if someone in the past would have done something like that, I would have gone, oh, let it go. I'm not going to let it get to me, blah, 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 blah. And in this moment, I completely that is unacceptable. You will not speak to me like that. What do you think you're doing, swearing at me? And I got completely this aggression, like completely aggressive. I was like, whoa, there's something going on in here. And it felt really good, right? It felt really, really good.
Yes, yes. And how did they react to you?
Well, they kind of realized that they were getting all, you know, mustered up. And then I said to them, that's unacceptable. Unacceptable. I won't let you speak to me like that. Can we speak like civilized people to each other? There's no need to swear at each other. And he said, and he didn't really know what to say. I can't even remember what he was saying, but he was kind of so taken aback that I'd said something about it. And I think he might speak to people often like that, and people don't know anything about it. And eventually he put the phone down because I got aggressive, like very aggressive on the phone, and he put the phone down. So then I phoned him back. I'm not finished with you. And I said to him, okay, have you calmed down now? Can we have a clear discussion? So kind of, you know, but I would never have done that in the past, and I would certainly not have called back. I would certainly not.
Yes, yeah. So, well, but again, yes, I mean, that's so awesome. So, what, anything on the chat? How are they feeling?
Okay, so,
is there anything
so what I want to mention here is we have Cindy, Bev, Debbie, Sarah Lynn, Dorota, and Jane currently with us in the room. And what I'd like to find out from you ladies and gentlemen, I think there's one gentleman in the room. Yes, did I see that? No, there's ladies in the house. What I'd like to find out is, what were some of the things that you came up with that are the emotions that you'd like to, like for example, the fear, the failure, those kind of things. Wouldn't you type it in the chat box for us, and then together we can all say, failure, I love that about me.
I love that about me. Yes,
you know, so we can do a bit of those what do you call it? Incantation, just a process. What do you call that?
Invoke. Yeah.
Invocation.
Invoke, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
and then after that, then we do the more. What if we do the more I embrace that I'm a failure, the more I embrace how angry I just wrote it down on the piece of paper.
Okay.
Then the more safe, love, and supported I feel. Something like that. What do you think?
Yes, that sounds good.
Okay, cool. So come on, friends,
that sounds good.
do this. Give us your nasty. This is your chance. I think let's give it a bit of. There we go. Here we go. Cyril, I'm jittery about an upcoming video project. Anger. Cindy's saying, anger. I love that about me. Okay, so let's do jittery and anger. Shall we do those two? All right. Ready?
Okay. Yep.
Everyone ready on the call? Let's do this. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So jittery first.
Okay. So the more jittery I feel and embrace, the more I embrace the jittery feeling, the nervousness, the more I embrace the jitteries, the feeling of being jittery, the more safe, loved, and supported I feel.
Okay, so the more I embrace feeling jittery, the more safe, loved, and supported I feel. The more I embrace feeling jittery, the more safe, loved, and supported I feel. The more I embrace feeling jittery, the more safe, loved, and supported I feel. That feels really good, eh?
Yes. And just expand into that. Yep. Mm-hmm. Breathe. And just, and sometimes it's, when we're feeling some jittery, especially if we're going to be working with people, we're feeling their energy.
Mm.
So you can even go, okay, let me go behind the feeling of jittery.
Wow.
So check into that jittery feeling, and let's go back behind that. And expand into that feeling. And then let's go a little bit deeper, and then just let's expand into what's behind that. And feel that expansiveness. So a lot of times when we feel these energies, they feel similar to what we've labeled as other things, like fear or nervousness, but what if it's just that energy that's wanting to come up through you? And what if it's wanting to be, the energy is just wanting to, break through that box that we've been in, and we're just expanding. What we're feeling is the edges of our boxes. And so what you want to do is just expand, allow yourself to expand past that box, past that where you've stopped yourself. So just expanding out, until you feel the edge, and then just allow yourself to go even further, and just breathe into it. And as you breathe out, just expand, just feel that bubble expanding, feel just going out into the infinite universe that we are.
Wow. That was cool.
So how's that feeling?
Cool. That's cool. I think shall we have a go at Cindy's and Jan's? I'm excited about this one. Okay, Cindy's is anger. So let's do anger. So
okay, yeah, let's feel the anger. Yeah. So the more I embrace
the more I embrace
my anger. Yep.
My anger.
The more safe, supported, and loved I am.
Okay, so the more I embrace my anger, the more safe, loved, and supported I am. The more I embrace my anger,
yes. The more safe,
loved, and supported I am.
Yes!
I love that about you.
I love that about me. And we can also say, oh, I love my anger.
I love my anger.
I love that about me.
I love that about me.
My anger. I love that about me.
I love that about me.
Yes. So let's just connect into that anger, that energy of anger. And again, just breathe into it. Just see that energy.
Wow.
You know, and again, expand into it. I mean, the anger can just be so motivating.
Wow.
But because it's as we've never been taught how to express our anger. And we've also been taught, you know, from a very early age that, you know, it's like, you know, not to express anger, you know, as much as, you know, not expressing, you know, it's like you're too loud, you know, you're angry, you're having a tantrum. That's not right. That's not, you know, so we've been taught that it's not okay. So it's all bottled up inside of us, just going, I want to be free.
And the funny thing is, Cindy was also saying that she said her throat, she's feeling it in her throat. So clearly that has to do with anger and her self-expression.
Right. So the other thing, I mean, sound is so incredible. And, you know, and, you know, so just getting out and just going, you know, and just allowing whatever wants to come through, especially with your throat chakra, because this the vibration of sound, and you can even hum. You can feel that if you hum. Hum into your heart. You know, you just feel that vibration. So it's helping to move some of the energy. But the thing is you can even, you know, a lot of times if you can go out into nature and just yell at the trees, you know, because it's hard sometimes. We're in apartments, but again, you know, find a safe place where you can go out. You know, I love doing it in the car. So I'll be driving to work in the morning and I'll be screaming my head off, you know, but nobody can hear you, you know, and it's just like, you know, and I remember one of the first times I actually screamed, I scared myself. It's like, oh my God, where did that come from? And, you know, but it's allowing, you know, it to come up from, you know, because we've stuffed it down so far. So allowing that, you know, to come up and just, you know, come through you and out and just feel the power of it. And, you know, just allow yourself. So, you know, so even just going, you know, and sitting in your car, go someplace and park and just scream, you know. Yeah. So, you know, if you're living in an apartment or in a situation where you don't feel comfortable, but again, it's like, again, we're too afraid of what people are going to think, you know. So if you need, you know, if you're in your apartment and you need to scream, you know, let it go. And, you know, and just allow that, you know, or, you know, and even feeling it. So expanding, feel what's in your throat right now. Okay. And just start expanding that energy of anger in your throat. Because the anger is, and especially it's in your throat because it hasn't been allowed to be expressed. So it's sitting here going, okay, are you going to express me now? You know, okay, are you going to express me now? And then what happens, it's like the volcano. Something happens and it's just like,
yes.
You know, so whoever's in the way, you know, So
gets it.
Yes.
Whoever's in your way gets it.
So start, even just working with the anger and just saying, okay, so how can I embrace you? And, starting with the invocations, the more anger I am, the more loved, safe, and supported I am. Yeah. So, so there you can say, the more anger I am, the more safe, loved, and supported I am.
Okay, so shall we do that one? The more anger I am, the more safe, loved, and supported I am. Yeah, the more anger I am.
Yep.
The more safe, loved, and supported I am.
Yep. And just start feeling that start to expand in your throat. And here too, we can go behind the anger. Okay. So what's behind the anger? And just expanding into that. And again, just feeling the energy of the anger and allowing it to express itself.
Mm.
So how is that feeling for everybody?
Well, I can say for me, I'm feeling really, really, really good, and I'm yawning the whole time. Like it's almost like I keep yawning as we're doing this. It's really, really wonderful. Very, very cool. I think we've got Jan and Dorota. Dorota's saying, feeling like anger is suppressing power, real power. And I mean, I can get that. So when you express it, you no longer need to suppress your power anymore, because that is your power. It is.
Yes, it is. Yes.
And then the impatience. Shall we do the impatience one?
Let's do the impatience. Yes. Yep. So the more impatient I am, the more loved, respected, supported, and safe I am.
The more impatient I am.
Yep. The more impatient I am.
And
for
the more safe, loved, and supported I am.
Yeah, and respect came in there too. So I don't know why the respect came in.
Maybe someone has not put respect on the call. So we need to put respect there. So the more impatient and so the more impatient I am, the more safe, loved, supported, and respected I am.
Yes. Yep. So feel that energy of impatience. And just tap into what is that impatience about?
I'm definitely feeling the impatience has also got to do with anger. It's almost as if you're angry because you're not expressing yourself, so you feel impatient because it's like,
it's like, come on,
where's this energy? Like there's no movement.
Yeah. So it's like, because this energy is stuck, it can't move forward. Is what it's kind of feeling like. It's like this impatience. It's like, okay, let's get going, but I can't get going, but I want to get going, but I can't get going. Is that kind of, so again, feel into where is that impatience in your body. And the other question that I love is, what if it's not what you think it is? So, a lot of times we've labeled things, but it's like, what if? So there's so many times where I felt fear and overwhelm, and when you go into that feeling, as you move into it and you move deeper, it's like this pure joy comes up. So what if there's something that's impatient under here that's waiting to be expressed through you? So feeling that impatience, and where is that? And expanding expanding into the impatience, and then let's go behind the impatience and feel what's in there. And then let's just go just a little bit deeper. What's under there? And then let's just go a little bit deeper for what's in there. And just expanding into all of that. And breathing, remember to breathe. And then relax. And sometimes what happens is you're feeling, like if you're feeling in your throat or your solar plexus, sometimes what happens is you breathe and then you relax, but it's your solar plexus won't relax. So relax around the solar plexus, and then breathe again and expand. Expand with your breath, expand your chest. And then as you breathe out, relax. And feel, just keep relaxing around that contraction until it starts, allowing you. Because what happens, especially in the corporate environment, there's 3 more F's that I was going to talk about today, and it's fight or flight or freeze. And what happens is we're not breathing. So, you're in this cubicle or you're in this office and you're, watching your email, and it's like, okay, what do I need to do now? What do I need to do? So, and we're holding our breath because it's like, okay, when are we going to be attacked next?
Totally.
So when we don't breathe, our brain doesn't get oxygen. So when we start feeling that anxiety, when we start feeling that impatience, when we start feeling that anger, just, it's like that's your cue card. It's like, oh, I'm not breathing. And just take a few minutes to breathe and expand, kind of like you're letting your wings come out, So it's like breathe and expand, and then breathe. Breathe as deep as you can. And then just allow that breath to go wherever it needs to help you open up, and allows you to think more clearly, about what is going on. So how's the impatience feeling?
I think Jan said, respect it totally fits, and that underlying anger fits, thank you. So I think we proper hit the nail on the head there. And like the respecting as well is when you're sitting in that cubicle or at work or whatever, and you're not breathing because you're feeling constricted, because you're in that flight or fight, mode. Yes, you're going to feel impatient. Yes, you're going to feel anxiety, but underneath all of that is the anger, because you're going, and the feeling of disrespect towards yourself, because you're putting yourself in this position where you're feeling like you're going to be attacked at any moment.
Yes, yeah. And then what happens is they've added the freeze. So what happens is, freeze is kind of like the overwhelm, where it's like, or the anxiety, you get to that point, and then it's so hard to be effective, because you're kind of in that spinning, it's like, okay, what do I do now? Do I do this project? Do I do that project? Where do I go? Where, and, as you breathe, just ask the question, what's next? What's my next step? Because we can't, women are known for being multitaskers.
Yes.
Well, yes, it's like, we can't multitask. It's, we can juggle a lot, but when you're actually taking action steps, it's like you need to take one action step at a time. Okay. And I love this statement. I wonder. So I wonder what action step I can take to move my business forward. I wonder what action step I can take or I wonder who can I contact today, and then see who comes up. But it's like, you're wondering, it's like, universe, I wonder what action step, I wonder what, and the action step may be go meditate, and and meditating, and being quiet so that the information can come through. And that's always been my, it's like do I gotta do, and then I sit down.
You covered in doo-doo.
And so what happens is, I can't get messages because I'm never quiet enough. And I mean, one of my, my most, well, other than, taking people swimming with the dolphins, when I was in the corporate environment, my favorite job was business analysis, because it was like, okay, how do these pieces go together? It was like a puzzle, so, I would write pages and pages of documentation about, the steps that all these software, tools had to go through. And, I loved it, but it's very analytical. So for me, it's been, letting go of the analytical mind and dropping into the heart so that I can hear the messages, so I can feel what is that next action step for me. And then go into the analytical mind of, okay, so now how do I move through this process of what I'm feeling is my next step. So
amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, so I'm just gonna check in on the time here. We are on an hour now, but okay. I do know that we really wanted to play with the connecting to your tribe meditation that you wanted to do with us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue with the call and extend it on for anyone who wants to stay and explore this amazing meditation, because I really feel it is going to give so much value. And it's I'm kind of a little bit selfish in this department because I really want to do it. And you know what? It's my show, so if I can do whatever I want.
We're gonna F and do this.
I'd like. There we go. Sarah Lynn is saying yes. I'm sure everyone on the call is also feeling yes, and it is a Saturday, so technically we don't have to work. We don't in the. We don't have to play. So yes, I'm ready to do it. If you're happy to do it, Sarah, Pamela.
Yes, let's do it.
Awesome.
Okay, all right. So let's just connect into our hearts and breathe. Take a big, deep breath and get centered into our hearts. And then notice your feet going into the ground, into planet Earth, and connecting with that center core of Mother Earth, and just feel the support of Mother Earth around you as your feet go into the earth. The crust of the earth goes up to about your hips, and then notice roots going out from your legs in all directions, and you're connected and supported by Mother Earth, and just feel that supportive energy starting to come up through your legs, up to your knees, up to your hips, up through your body, up to your shoulders, down from your shoulders to your elbows, to your wrists, and going out through your hands. And then filling up your head, and just breathing in all that support from Mother Earth. Now connecting in with your heart again, and then just feel yourself going up, and take ascending breath. So just breathe and like you're going up into the sky. And just go up higher. We want to connect with our divinity. We want to connect with that part of us that is perfect, whole, and complete. Just connecting with that and just allowing that energy to come down. See that beautiful white light coming down through your head, filling your head, down your neck, and then from your shoulders going down your arms, going out your fingertips, and then going down into the core of your body, to your hips, to your knees, to your feet. And then feel that energy, that light energy going down and connecting with that Mother Earth energy. And then that energy combines with the Mother Earth energy, and that starts spiraling up, coming up through your feet. Again, seeing that spiraling, sparkling, beautiful energy coming into your body. Coming up, again, filling your whole body and up through your head and going up, 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 up as high as you can, reaching up, stretching up. And then what I would like you to do is connect in with your heart once again. And in your heart, what I want you to do is feel this energy of love, this divine, beautiful love energy that is just not what we think of love energies here, but the energy, you'll feel that energy, just that powerful energy of love. And what I want you to do is to just send out this energy. And what this energy is going to do is you're going to connect in with your tribe. Just ask your tribe to kind of start coming in front of you. And you're going to bring this energy, this love, all the way through your tribe. All of these people that you've agreed to work with. And bring that energy back into your heart. Now what I'd like you to do is visualize yourself standing on a stage. And as you look out in front of you, see your tribe and invite all of your tribe to come in to communicate with you today. Just start looking out over the crowd that's coming in, because they're so excited to be working with you. And just feel their love coming back to you because you've chosen to take that action step. And just see them as they're coming together, and ask for a number. So what's the number of your tribe? How many are there? Just feel that. And feel that love going back and forth between you and your tribe. Now, we all receive information in different ways. So what I'm going to do is you can just ask them directly. As I ask these questions, you can ask them, or sometimes it's easier to call a representative. So just ask for a representative that represents your whole tribe to come up and speak with you. And if you work with guides and angels, call in your guides and angels. And so we're going to have a conversation with our tribe. So notice that representative, and there may be two, there may be several. So just ask, the representatives from your tribe to come up and start, so you can have this conversation with them. And just keep it breathing and expanding. And just call on your divine self, your angelic self. So we're all, and you can also ask the divine self and the angelic self that represents your tribe. They can also come in. So just ask for who wants to communicate with you. So the first question is, what does your tribe, what do they need your help with? What is it that you have come here to do to help them with? So just check into that. What's their message for you? What is it you can help them with? And then what we also want to know is how do they describe what we call their pain? What is it that they want solved? So just ask for some words that, how do they express what it is that they want help with? So just allow those words to come to you. And again, don't censor them, don't try to figure them out. Just allow the energy to bring you the words. And then what you can do is you can ask the people you're talking with, ask them, how can they help you to start taking those action steps so that you can move into what it is that your tribe is needing from you or wanting from you, or what you came here to help them with. Now ask to feel the energy that they feel. Just ask to feel the excitement that they feel about working with you. So feel that energy. And again, expand and breathe. Allow yourself to feel how excited they are. And just allow yourself to receive that. Now, what I want you to do is just, we're going to kind of go, we're going to feel the opposite. So, what happens if you don't take those action steps? Just feel, how does your tribe feel about you not moving forward, not taking those action steps? And just feel what that feels like. It, if you don't step into this, your brilliance. So the importance of you taking these action steps, not only for yourself, but for your tribe, You can feel the difference. So let's go back. Now let's ask them again. Feel the excitement. Feel, how do they feel about, let's actually take that first action step. So what you can do is, as you're on stage, just visualize yourself taking that first action step. And you don't have to know what it is, but just take that first action step. So feel how it feels. And if you're listening on the computer, stand up and just take an action step. So just step physically into that first action step and feel that in your body. So what do you feel? And expand into that action step. And then what we can do is then we can take one more action step. So step into that next action step. How does that feel? And if it feels like, there's some nervousness or some anxiety, feel that. Expand into that. Because what if it's not what you think it is? What if it's the excitement? Your excitement and their excitement that, yes, she's doing it. Yes, she's stepping into her brilliance. And now what I want you to do is I want you to connect with your divine self. And ask your divine self, your angelic self, for a message about you stepping into this brilliance of you. And what message does she have for you? And expand into that. Breathe and expand and relax. And just feel yourself being that brilliant. And just ask if there's any other messages that you need for right now, from your group, from your tribe, from your angels, guides. And is there, if you haven't gotten it, just ask again for what's your next action step? I wonder, what is my next action step? And you may not get an answer right now, but pay attention and see what shows up. So what I want you to do is look out again at your tribe and thank them and send them your love. And say, we will be connecting very soon. And just wish them well and send them on their way. And thank the guides and the representatives. And again, thank them for their service and see them go on their way. And just coming back into your heart. And then start coming back into the room, breathing and expanding. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes.
Wow,
Thank you.
That was powerful, hey? That was actually really, really, really powerful. And wow, I mean, what did you guys on the call feel? What did you feel? I mean, when you asked how many people were there, I was like, oh, my mind went 500. And then it was like, that's not, feel into it, because I got 5. I was like, oh, 500, that's cool. And then it went, no, it's more than that. I was like, 5,000? I said, no, more than that. I'm like, 500,000? No, more than that. 5 million? And it was like, yeah, there you go. That's the one. Really?
Yes. Yes. I mean,
It's so funny how your mind limits, it kind of creates this limitation, because I could not even think of that. I mean, I could not even think of that being possible. But I recognized immediately that I was coming in from my mind perspective of what my mind thinks is possible, not what my heart thinks is possible. And when you mentioned being on the stage, it was almost like I looked up and there was like so many people.
It's like crowds.
Yeah,
it goes way back. Yeah.
So Angela's saying, really nice, thank you. And I think that was amazing. That was really, really, and I mean, I'm gonna listen to this recording again and again and again, because that was incredible. Like, I got so much information from that, just that, like, what, 15 minutes? Incredible, like, amazing. So Dorota's saying, yes, it was very deep for me today. Thank you.
Yes. And the thing, how I started using it was, I was writing copy. And they say, oh, go to Google, do all this research, figure out what, and I'm like, I'm just going to ask them, And so I went into this meditation and, called in the tribe, and I said, explain to me what, give me words that explain your pain. Give me words that explain what problem you want solved. And the words that came to me weren't anything like what I had written down from all of my research. And because when we start connecting with our tribe, and we need to talk their language. And sometimes when, I can say, I do healing touch, and I'm a life transformed certified coach. So what does that mean to somebody that's never experienced healing touch or any other type of energy modalities, but they just they're just feeling stuck. They're feeling like they have no purpose. But they know here that there's something more, but they don't know how to get to it, and that's what we're helping them with. So it's like, it's helping them either understand where you're going to get them to. It's like, I'm going to help them. For me, I always thought, I was looking for myself. But it's even deeper than that. It's like I was looking outside of myself to find myself. And now it's like, oh, I am everything. Everything is within me. And so I find it in here. And, so when you're wanting to connect with people that you can help, you need to talk their language.
And I love that. And the funny thing is my mind has got this idea of, like you said, exactly that. My mind has got this idea of who my tribe is, and what came up was completely, like, very, very interesting. Like, it was like almost like a young teenager kind of person. It almost feels like Peter Pan. You've seen the movie Peter Pan with the children, the lost boys. It was that came. That was the thing that came through. That lost boy energy. And when you mentioned what if you don't take the step forward, what happens? And I could feel the disappointment. I could feel how lost they felt. I could feel how they didn't know where to turn. They were like confused. and
Yes.
and like, for example, resorting to drugs kind of story. That kind of really mammoth thing was like, whoa, gee whiz. It kind of gives you more of a momentum to say, I'm stepping into this, you know. And Angela is saying, I dive deep into the mystery of God as me, yes. And Cindy's saying, thank you very much, it has been great. So, like, really, this has been unbelievably amazing. It's wonderful. And I'm what I'm going to mention here is, for anyone here who would like to join Pam, she's got like I mentioned, she's got a conference call happening called the 3 Steps to Transform Failure into Brilliance. So getting rid of those F's and moving into the B.
The big F,
exactly,
the fun.
Exactly. Yes. So there's that. And if they want to contact you, they can contact you on strutyourstuffconsulting.com. Is that right? Is the link to the conference call going to be up there?
Yes, it'll be there, and then I'll also put it on the Facebook page.
Okay, great. So it'll be on will it be on the Love Your Life show? Would you give me that link to the Love Your Life show page as well? And we can paste it up there. And then you can connect with Pam Neal there, and also if you she obviously does her consulting, which I've been checking out your website. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is like, I need this.
Because look at that. Yes, we're gonna chat.
It's I love the way it's so simple. It's really simple, and it's you know, you've taken this big, sometimes with online stuff especially, yes, it feels completely overwhelming. And this is the one thing, like you said, about the failure stuff. I stopped myself. I've had this idea since 2008, but I've stopped myself because I thought I had to figure it all out all the time. And I'm thankful now that it's no longer a problem anymore, because I'm just going for it. Like you said, just effing get out of your own effing way, let go of those F's, and just dive. And I think, you know, this is so valuable for anyone who is struggling in this department, and specifically those of us that are a bit more creative, or a bit more airy-fairy, or a bit more scatterbrained, or a bit more, you know, it's great to be able to have someone to make it simple and make it one step at a time. I love that about me. Yeah.
Yes.
I love that. That's simple. That's it breaks the program. It gets you out of the F's, the fight, flight, fear, the other ones, all of those, freeze, it gets you out of those, and it gets you into brilliance and being and following your energy to the greatness that you are.
Yes.
So I want to give a big thank you, because I think we're on an hour and a half now, so we've had a really good call. I didn't want to stop it. I was like, no, this is too good. Give me more, like chocolate, like har. So,
yes. I'm going to go get some chocolate. Yes.
Exactly. So I want to say a big thank you to everyone who's joined us on the call today, and everyone who's interacted with us and given us your feedback. It was wonderful to have you join us today. And I want to say a big thank you to you, Pam Neal. You have like shifted my universe like 360 degrees in this call. I can't even tell you how much this has been for me, and I'm sure for everyone else on the call, it's been amazing. So if you want to just mention anything else, and then we can sign on off of this.
Yep. If you have any questions, you can always send a private message on Facebook, either on Stretch Your Stuff Stretch Your Stuff Consulting.
Yes.
Yeah, or on, I think it's Pamela Neal.
Okay.
My personal page. So either one of those. Yes. So
it's
just been a pleasure being with you here today. It's been so fun, and thank you for this opportunity. And I just thank you.
Yes. Well, I think you need to be heard, and your gifts, and this gift that you've given us today is just amazing. So thank you to you. Thank you to you too, Pam. And Cindy is saying thank you both. Everyone, I think, has really enjoyed this call. Dorota's saying, yes, it was very deep for me today. Thank you. Really nice. Thank you from Angela. So big thank you to you, Pam Neal, as well. And I'm going to signing off today because I think we've gone way over time. But thank you very much. I really do appreciate you.
Yes, thank you. And I appreciate you too. This whole program is just so incredible. And, you know, if you haven't had a chance to listen to some of the replays of the other coaches, and I know you have 2 more weeks.
Yes.
You have
One more week.
1 more week. Yes. Yes. Please listen to the replays because they are incredible.
Yes. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, friends. So off you go. Go and love your life. And yes, this is season 1 of Love Your Life Show. We'll have season 2, season 3, season 4, season infinity. I'm doing this so that the whole planet can wake up and live the life of the life that they love. So blessings to you. Thank you very much for being here today. And lots and lots and lots and lots of love.